Open courseware in MIT, which is fantastic. And there are these other training platforms, right, which are there, which are all free training platforms. And they have some fantastic this one. So what I would suggest is you start at the MIT's open network, open courseware. That is what it is called. That's Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They have some fantastic programs. See, the difference, I will tell you, is remember, it is not the skill that you are learning. It should trigger your interest and passion. So if you learn to the MIT courseware, you will see the videos and all of that. When you hear those professors, they're not going to teach you, the very low-level skills or a programming language. They will talk to you about what is digital, why is digital important, right? Where is digital going? What can be done with digital? They are trying to create the excitement. They're trying to open up your mind. They're trying to put those seeds in your mind so that the real learning happens later on once you go out of the classroom setting into the real world as you do your projects and as you live your life. So that is what they will do. And then once that seed is sown and the excitement is created, you'll automatically, there are umpteen number of ways you can learn. I mean, there are all these learning platforms, there are programs, from various colleges, but forget about those. There are enough number of books which you can read. I think there are just humongous number of resources. If you guys would like to, I'll be glad to circulate a few books that you can read, right? I can give the names and you can circulate to your members. And as some of the books I read and I liked or enjoyed, so you can use those as the starting point, but those are only some of the starting points. Yeah, please.
Yeah, Shyam, thanks for giving good things about digital India opportunities. My question to you is, if you talk about the language, the region what you talked about is very complex in terms of language. If you see US, it is English, and if you see China, it is Mandarin. The kind of population you are talking about and the application what you develop is very easy to get into. But whereas the region what you talk about is much more complex. And how do you address that?
See, in this phone, I have this application called Google Translate, right? I just have to say it in one language and it will speak in the other language. You're familiar, right? We are just probably months away where you'll have totally real-time translation. What I mean is you just wear a headset with a microphone, you start speaking and I'll have a small speaker also attached to my head, and I'll be speaking in one language and the other person will be hearing in his language or her language. And that person will be speaking and real time, it will be translating and telling me in the language that I understand. So yes, language is this one, but technology is at a stage where we have surmounted languages. You just try Google this one, no? It's amazing, In fact, I could not speak with that fluency, right? It's there for other languages, English, Spanish. There is English, other language, Indian languages also, Hindi. I don't understand Hindi, but it'll translate for me, right? You talk in Hindi and it'll tell me in English what it is. So language has been surmounted already, yes.
So one more question.
Yes.
So you spoke about, transformation leader. So what are the key differences that you see in leading the transformation in APAC regions versus in US region?
Okay. It's a good question. It's a very good question. See, as I told you, I lived in the US for 20 years, okay? And even though I came back here 7 years, still about 7 months back, I've been working with global clients, right, across the globe. This is the first time I've actually started to look at clients in India, Middle East, and Africa. So why I say it's a very good question is, I've had to do a lot of unlearning and relearning. See, the beauty of being a child is that there's nothing that holds you back, right? There are no pre-existing conditions programmed into your head. So I had to do a lot of unlearning of things which I thought were the norm. In those parts of the world, whether US especially and to some extent UK and Europe, they are highly delegated. Both the authority and decision making, right, and the responsibility is highly delegated. So for example, let me say, let me give you a practical example, so which becomes, easy and funny, so that you'll remember, right? If I go to McDonald's, okay, in the US, I ask for a burger, I get a burger, I don't like the taste, or I feel it is cold, or whatever it is, right? I say, boss, it's not good. What will he say? He will take the burger, he will throw it in the trash bin, and can I make you a fresh one, sir, or can I give you something different? Is what he will say, right? That is, they're empowered, right? So that means a guy at the bottom of the pyramid who is getting paid minimum wages, who is the server there, is empowered to make a decision to throw this one and give his or his customer something different. And there is a cost implication to it, right? There's a significant empowerment. Besides empowerment, the mindset can be very different also, right? Contrast that with, I think about, say some 10 to 12 years back or so, my mother decides to buy a Ambassador car. I guess most of you would have forgotten that such a car exists, right? It was there for a good 30, 40 years. I'm telling my mother, why on earth would you buy an Ambassador? I mean, there weren't many choices, but there were a few at least by the time. I think it was 15 years back. She says, no, Ambassador is the car. I said, okay, your wish. She gets the car, she starts 2 kilometers away from the dealer where she has picked up. A few minutes later, the car suddenly stops and the oil is all over the road. They tow the car back there. The guy does some fix, for which he takes about 1.5 weeks. This is a brand new car, right? You ponied up a lot of money to buy it, right? And then he says, oh, now it is in perfect condition, right? You do not need to be worried anymore, right? Picks up the car. 10 kilometers later, same thing happens. The car stops, the engine oil leaks out. So mother goes back, okay? And this time the owner of that facility comes. And guess what is this one? Says, I don't know how many of you know Telugu. Says, mana karma anukovali. We must think it is our karma. For heaven's sake, man, I didn't pony up this much money to get your philosophy, right? Keep that to yourself, right? And then it took a little bit of pressure on his karma to get things right when my father says, after weeks of pursuit, he informs the general manager of Hindustan Motors that if he doesn't do something about it by tomorrow, he's going to be holding a press conference, which is when they decide that they put an engine on the flight with some technicians, get it down here and fix it. So you can understand how much resistance is there to transformation, right? How fixed we could be in our ways. So the frustrations could be more, but that is where your leadership matters, right? Because you don't have transformation. You make transformation happen by beating people. You transform by inspiring people. Is our Prime Minister beating people into submission to keep things clean? No. He's inspiring people with his message of Swachh Bharat, right? And people are automatically following. He's inspiring people by saying, hey, I have making enough money, I'm going to surrender the extra credits or whatever I get if I get a gas cylinder, right? If you are making enough money, why don't you surrender it also? And so many people have come forward and they say, yeah, let me surrender that, extra bonus or credit. You lead by inspiration. So to answer your question specifically, you need to make sure that for transformations to be successful, you have to further hone your leadership and inspirational and change management capability, right? And be ready for frustrations. And if there is no frustration, there is no transformation. And expect more frustration here. Okay.
Honor Mr. Shyamsankar with a memento. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Let's not forget if we don't change, the world is changing. Be relevant. The message is very simple. Be relevant or be forgotten.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Just thank you. Thank you. So thanks all. You have a wonderful rest of the session. Wish you the very best in your future. Look forward to crossing paths and doing something together. Yeah? All the best to you.
Hi, myself Sairam, and I am working for TCS. PMIPCC I am associated with for the past 4 years, and this is my second GYAN Lahari I am attending. So it's been a very great experience around me for associated with the PMIPCC, and especially attending events like GYAN Lahari. So today's event, it was very wonderful with great leaders speaking about how the industry is transforming across different regions in the world. And the key takeaway that would be from this session would be how we need to transform ourselves in order to be competitive and edge above all others in the industry. So I wish and hope that this session would be helpful for all of us to be futuristic leaders in this industry. Thanks a lot.
इतना ही कवर कर रहे हैं ना? Hi, this is Anand Tiwari, and I am project manager with Hitachi Consulting. And in today's event, I couldn't think of a better theme than what it is. And it's great listening to the leaders and see the future as they see. And I think it's a great opportunity for everybody to learn and use those learnings in their real life. So I'm really I'm really happy to be in this conference and wish PMI best of luck. Thank you.
Hello, this is Aruna. I'm working with RMSI as a senior manager. I have 21 years experience in ITES, and I'm part of PMIPCC from 2004. I completed my PMP in 2005. Okay, it's actually PMIPCC conference. Yesterday also I attended for this conference. It's my great experience. Especially that agile session is very good, and this is very useful for all the managers to adopt the agile technologies to quick deliveries and build a good interaction with the clients. So this is actually wonderful for me, that agile session yesterday, and also today BVR Mohan Reddy's session also very impressive. And this is also very helpful to all the project managers to learn how to maintain the projects with innovation. That's all.
All right, so the session GYAN Lahari is really interesting. Yesterday we had some brief sessions with Madhur Kataria about Agile, and Swati took us to some interesting sessions for movies, and Mr. PN took us to some sessions for cloud. And today we started with some interesting sessions with Mr. Shyam Sundar from TCS, and somebody else came in from NASCOM, Mohinder Reddy. Some of the really informative sessions and very interesting. This is my first time at a PMI event, and I think it's really engaging, good place to come, very knowledgeable, and makes you think a lot out of the box. And like our last speaker spoke, you have to think, you have to change with time, and I think that's really good. He really motivated us to think on those lines, so it was really good. And I would really appreciate all the guys who have helped arrange these sessions, because it has been very, very good. And I'm really thankful for coming here. Thank you. My name is Mon.
Hi, this is Motiram here. I'm from Necton Online Gaming Company. I'm working as a Senior Technical Operations Manager there. It is really nice to be here to participate in the GYAN Lahari program. Very knowledgeable sessions from the experienced people, and where we can adopt what we learn from them. Definitely it will be useful for our career and all in regular job. It's really admirable sessions I'm having today. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ramna. I'm from First American India, which is a global company which deals with title insurance and then it deals with title insurance and then mortgage business. It has one of the largest databases in the world, which runs into several petabytes of data. We are into program management, project management, and digital world. I would like to understand from the PMI sessions how the digital world or the digital disruption is going to affect the project and project management in future. When the change is the only thing that is treated as constant, how is it going to help the project manager and program managers to adapt to the change and then build the project management capabilities in the industry, which is really required for today's generation, especially when you see that a lot of changes are happening in the world. When he was talking about, when one of the speakers was talking about Wright brothers inventing the plane yesterday and then Boeing being developed today, that change which is required in the parliament is most important thing that has to happen in the industry. And we hope that in today's session we'll keep on hearing more speakers talking about this disruption, digital technology, change management, so on and so forth, which should also include a little bit of the risk management and the agility that is required for the project managers to take care of it. I'm very glad to be in this conference today. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Seshu Marimgandi. I'm from Broadridge. I work as a project manager and for QA department. I basically worked on different models like SDLC, Agile model. Basically this conference, why I came here is I just want to understand how the rest of the industry is going ahead. And yesterday I had a couple of sessions with Swati from computer graphics, and then one Mr. Karthik, I guess, he has given a wonderful presentation on Agile model. So definitely I am learning many things from these conferences, and I would suggest rest of the industry people also to come forward to these kind of conferences to learn, and which definitely will be useful for their day-to-day. Thank you.